Hey everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It is Sunday, and I want to wish all my Canadian friends happy Thanksgiving. That's right. Up here, we celebrate Thanksgiving much the same as they do American Thanksgiving, but we do it in October, basically because by the middle of November, the weather up here is just too lousy to travel. So, yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We've all got a day off tomorrow. Now, what I want to talk about today might sound a little dry, but you will be surprised on what I've found out about royal warrants. Now, royal warrants are issued to a lot of luxury brands, Fortnum and Mason, Aston Martin, Cartier, but also include brands like Twinings, the Tea Makers, and Heinz. These are brands that the royals favor. The warrant is their seal of approval. And it brings an aura of that royal thing to their brand. It's the best kind of advertising one can imagine. At the moment, in the moment, the royal warrant is an honor. Did you know? Did you realize? It's also a symbol of servitude to the crown. The recipient has the crown's favor for a time, but a warrant can be revoked at any time for any reason. So the companies that are warranted tend to be very loyal, to say the least, to the crown, overlooking orders, payments, happy to be supplying the crown, happy to be in that circle. Voluntary servitude. A warrant holder can be cancelled by the crown, but they'll never turn their backs on the royals. So servitude, it favors the royals. And one example, just a present day example. Waitrose supermarkets hold a royal warrant. King Charles sells his Douchy Original brand products in Waitrose. And it looks like a quid pro quo indeed. Waitrose, as an upscale supermarket, the brand Douchy Originals is exclusive to Waitrose. This is very good for the store. Now, because he is king and the store values his warrant, concessions are made regarding things like supplier tariffs and stuff. And this is very good for the king. It is in Waitrose's interest to bend to the monarch's conditions to maintain that warrant. And this is a symptom of the whole thing, of the blind devotion to a monarch that remains much the case in Great Britain. That is the premise on which almost everything else is built. Serving the crown. Servitude to the crown has always been looked upon favorably. Alright, I gotta skip around here a little bit. Forgive me. You know, we've had luxury brands. We've had brands loyal to the crown for decades that have been rewarded handsomely. You know, just take a look at Jaguar Land Rover is a really good example. It's held a royal warrant since 1951 when King George VI first granted them the warrant. And I mean, it's been renewed under subsequent monarchs, including King Charles in 2024 and 2025. You know, Land Rover gets the prestige of a warrant and the benefits. The royals benefit all over the place. Royal warrants don't just help the recipients, but they're used by the royals really to feather their own nests. So we gotta look at Land Rover. I mean, Land Rover gets that prestige. Prince Philip crashes one. A new one arrives the next day. Let's look at the royals' relationship with Land Rover, because this is really kind of interesting. Let's look at Zara and Mike Tyndall. And I mean, I know they're not principal royals. They're kind of on the sideline, but hey, their association, daughter of Princess Anne. Come on. Well, this is we'll just go there in 2021, in 2020. Zara Tyndall got a 6-month driving ban after being caught speeding over 90 miles an hour. Zara already had 9 points on her license and was given another 4, taking her over 12 points. In addition to the ban, Tyndall was fined £666, plus 85 pounds of costs, and paid a victim surcharge of about £66. That's Zara. Now let's look at Mike. Mike has received 2 substantial driving bans over the years associated with Zara, both drunk driving offenses. The first drunk driving conviction came in 2000, where he lost his license for 16 months. His second drunk driving offense happened in 2009. He was found to be well over the drunk driving limit, which resulted in losing his license for 3 years. So in a decade, between 2 of them, they've been banned from driving for a combined 4 years and 10 months. Almost 5 years. And yet, the Tyndalls have enjoyed a 19-year relationship with corporate sponsor Landover. With almost 5 years of driving bans between them during the partnership since 2005, 19 years, they have made approximately £3,800,000. Almost 4 million. So, you tell me who's benefiting the most with the relationship of Land Rover. And it doesn't stop there. In 2019, at 97 years old, Prince Philip was involved in a serious collision near the Sandringham estate when he pulled out in front of an oncoming car. The other car was struck and overturned, and its 2 occupants were injured. One day after his crash, brand new shiny Land Rover was delivered to the Sandringham estate. And one day following that, he was spotted driving it. Shortly after this, Philip had another road incident and was compelled to give up driving. But even after all that, Land Rover didn't give up on them. Between them, between Mike and Zara, they've got 5 years of driving bans. Yet still remain paid agents for Land Rover for over 19 years. That Royal Warrant means a lot. And Princess Anne has benefited from Land Rover's warrant as well. For over 30 years, Land Rover's been a major sponsor for the Festival of British Eventing, hosted by Princess Anne at Gatcombe Park, her home. Now, I tried to find out just how much Land Rover shells out to the Gatcombe Eventing, but it's not disclosed. So a Royal Warrant is a very valuable thing to hold. Indeed, it's also, reality, it's a token of the holder's indenture to the Crown. Because they gotta play along, right? It's not just businesses, Families have been benefited by this servitude as well. One of the most famous ones, the Spencers, Princess Diana's forebears, were royal toadies for centuries. And this kind of honorable servitude has been bred in the bone in the UK for 1,000 years. And that's why you have this attitude of really coveting a royal warrant and everything that involves, and your allegiance to the sovereign and your servitude to the sovereign to maintain that status. And probably the most glaring story of Royal Warrant, of a Royal Warrant, is the case of Mohammed Al Fayed. Let's be honest here. Now, Mohammed Al Fayed bought Harrods in 1985. He sold it in 2010. Herod's had held a royal warrant since 1913 when it was originally issued by Queen Mary. Now, El-Fayed was we know a lot more about him now. El-Fayed was a shady Egyptian merchant that wheedled his way into British society. He was a fixer, he was a yes man, he was a royal arse kisser. He integrated himself into the British society by applying favors, stuff like that. Muhammad had worked his way into royal circles. You know, a charitable donation here, a sponsorship there, sponsorship of an event, anything to bring himself into royal circles. His ultimate goal was being granted British citizenship. He toadied up to the royals for decades to make a play for it. Citizenship was never granted. Through his connections, he was close to Johnny Spencer for decades. That's how he had the trust of Princess Diana. That didn't end well. You know, El-Fayed was under the impression that his warrant signified some kind of personal approval from the royals. But, you know, it didn't. Now, the royal warrants had been removed from Herod's store in 2000. And in 2009, in a fit of exasperation, El-Fayed set the warrants to flame on his property. By then, he lost all respect for the royals. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, everybody.